All right, Colts fans, it's starting to happen. People are starting to get waived. They're starting to get cut as we get closer to Tuesday, where roster cuts have to be final to get the roster down to 53. So, moves that got announced shortly after 1 o'clock on Sunday are that they decided to waive 7 different players. There were 2 wide receivers, Tyler Adams and Cody Case. I think it was pretty clear neither of those guys was going to make the active roster anyways, but waiving these guys, they're hoping they clear waivers so that they can put them on the practice squad. Okay, and then somebody that people were really hoping was going to be able to make the team and that he would be able to develop and be able to fit into the offensive line this year is Emil Ekiyor. And I think, they wanted to waive him instead of releasing him because over time, like if you've heard Chris Ballard talk about him, like he knows that the physical tools are there. It's just about developing him as a player to see if he's somebody that can stick around in the league for a little while. So he'll probably end up on the practice squad, but we'll see about that. Right. And then you have a couple of tight ends, Nick Eubanks and Michael Jacobson. If you've been paying attention to the videos for a little while, you know that those are 2 guys that I thought, would be the first tight ends out of the room. So, they're cutting that tight end room down. The last cuts from that tight end room are going to be difficult decisions. And when those happen, I will definitely keep you guys up to date. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to make sure you're staying up to date on all these roster moves. All right, and the last 2 guys that got waived are guys that, you saw it coming. Not sure if they're going to even end up on the practice squad. They may or may not, but it's kicker Lucas Haversick and tackle Matthew Vanderslice. And with us having Matt Gay, I don't know if we're going to keep this other kicker on the practice squad or, he might get picked up by another team. Who knows how that's going to work out. But those are 7 players that got waived by the Colts on Sunday, and there are 2 players that got released. Okay, one of them is Tease Tabor. I think that one was kind of obvious. He was just a camp body. But the other one is one that kind of stings a little bit. All right, I already made a short about it. You might have seen it, but it's about Kenyan Drake. And I was hoping he was going to be able to make this team with everything going on with Jonathan Taylor and not knowing if he's going to be around. I saw an avenue where it made sense to have Kenyan Drake on the team and maybe not Deion Jackson, but seems that the youth movement is real for this football team and they want all these young guys in the building. So Kenyan Drake is getting the boot, but it seems that this was more of an opportunity for him to be able to get something on tape, which is pretty cool thing that happens in the NFL, right? With everything going on with Jonathan Taylor, and then Zach Moss gets his arm broke. So you bring in Kenyan Drake, and he's able to get some valuable film on, and he's able to do some work in camp and have coaches and a front office be able to see what he can still do on the field so that they can relay that information to other teams if they call and ask about him. So I imagine Kenny Drake's going to end up somewhere. Again, if you saw the shorts video, you know that I think Buffalo would be a good spot for Kenyan Drake. I could also see San Francisco being a place that Kenyan Drake could flourish. I think, that's an offense that a lot of running backs are really good in. And I think he has enough juice left in the tank that he could be a good depth piece there, especially with the running back San Francisco has, right? With Christian McCaffrey and Eli Mitchell there, I think Kenyan Drake, San Francisco, might even be better than Buffalo now that I'm really thinking about it. So we'll see what happens there. I'll be keeping my eye on to see what happens with Kenyan Drake. He's a player that I've liked for a long time. I play fantasy football, so maybe I'm a little more partial to him than other people. But I think he's a good player. He's a good dude. So I hope the best for him and hope the best for all these guys on their path forward. And love to know what your opinion is of all these moves. What was the biggest surprise to you? You let me know down in the comment section. And again, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you stay notified of all the roster moves that are happening as they get reported by the Colts. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated as quickly as I possibly can with that information because now we're getting into the nitty gritty where the players that are going to be released are names that, could surprise us. We don't know what Shane Steichen's going to be doing. Okay, this is not Frank Reich and his staff anymore. They could do anything they want here, and there are a lot of question marks throughout different parts of the depth chart. So it'll be an interesting couple of days here as the Colts are cutting down to 53. So until next time, Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.